waves always roll and the wind never stops. This is our town, baby, you and me. It takes a little time, but soon you will see. We got clothes on the line, blowing in the breeze. The kids on the wharf, skipping rocks in the sea. The people are friendly and the children are free. Yeah, our little town is just heaven to me. This is our town, our little town. This is our town, our little town. One day it's up, the next day it's down. This is our town, our little town. Our town, our little town. Our town, our little town. We got church bells ringing, what a heavenly sound. Young boys driving their dad's car around. We got the prettiest girls walking around. Soon they'll be leaving this old town. We got so many leaving, yeah, chasing their dreams. Say there's nothing here, or so it seems. And they will miss it, someday they'll know. They'll want to return to the town they love so. Our town, our little town. This is our town, our little town. One day it's up, the next day it's down. This is our town, our little town.
Good evening. Welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include Burgeo Academy Spring Concert, Grade 12 Art 3200 Class Grid Drawings, Driver Examiner Reinstated in Burgeo. These stories plus the BBS Bible, Off the Rack, and more coming up after this.
It takes community to heal a village. In northern Mali, USC Canada works with local partners to find community-based ways to ensure mother-child health, food security, and jobs. Canadian agencies are helping to renew and strengthen communities throughout the developing world. This means greater opportunities for global villagers. Canadians in partnership, finding solutions that work.
On Monday of this week, Burgeo Academy hosted a spring concert. This spring concert was organized to showcase the musical talents of the students at Burgeo Academy. Both the senior and junior choir performed the songs they did at the music festival. The junior choir sang "Music Alone Shall Live" and "Dance, Dance, Dance."
Shall live,
Senior choir sang Swing on a Star and the Ash Grove. students played many selections on the piano. The grade 4, 5, 6, and 7 students showed off their recorder talents. There were also individuals who sang and played guitar. There was a group that sang. Tom Cutler, Stacy Pink, and Derek Mercer also helped out with the concert by playing along with the choirs. This concert will be shown in its entirety at a later date. Many thanks to Jennifer, who filmed the concert for us. The Art 3200 class have on display at the school their grid drawings. Mr. Vivian's grade 12 Art 3200 class just finished their grid drawings. Students got a scene from the internet. They transferred them to 1/4 inch grid, then enlarged them to 3/4 of an inch grid. They used coloring pencils to color and add details to the drawings. As you can see, they are very nice. Great job, students. Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
They say if you want a wish to come true, never tell anyone. But there is one wish that can make the difference between life and death. And this wish can only come true if you tell someone. Please, let your family know you want to be an organ donor.
On Tuesday of this week, Minister Diane Whalen announced that the driver examiner service would be reinstated to Burgeo. Minister Whalen announced that periodical driver examiner service will be offered in Burgeo. Ms. Whalen stated that the Town Council and a number of citizens in Burgeo area have contacted her about reinstating this rural service since it was removed in 2004. She went on to say that they made a strong case for the need for this service in light of the financial hardship on the people from this rural area. Many who travel to Stephenville for this service would have to stay overnight at a considerable personal expense. The driver examiner based in Stephenville will now travel to Burgeo on a periodical basis to conduct road, written, and vision tests and photo IDs for license renewal. These trips are expected to be monthly, although it can be adjusted to meet demand as required. To begin, it will be scheduled for 1 day monthly, and the examiner will be located at the Town Hall. Our MHA Calvin Parsons sent out a news release stating how pleased he was that the Government Services Minister Diane Whalen has recognized the mistake of removing the driver examiner service from Burgeo and is reinstating the service to Burgeo and surrounding area. The town will be consulted to determine an actual start date, and the timing of the service will be based on the schedule of rotation with other communities and the area's ferry service. The town office will inform us when the service will take effect. On Wednesday afternoon, we visited the school for a chemistry presentation. Dr. Jeffrey Raynard Canham, professor of chemistry at Sir Wilfrid Grenfell College at Corner Brook, was in Burgeo Academy doing Chemistry Everywhere presentation for the students. There were 3 presentations, K to 4 in the morning, 5 to 9 from 1 to 2 p.m., and students from grade 10 to 12 from 2 to 3 p.m. The purpose of the presentation is to demonstrate to students how critical chemistry is in their lives and the way in which chemistry will change their lives in the 21st century. Funding from this came from the National Science and Engineering Research Council of Canada Promo Science Program. The Chemistry Everywhere covers an assortment of topics that stirs the interest and imaginations of students. The main aim is to stimulate students to realize chemistry is part of their lives and their future. It is hoped to encourage some students to think of possible chemistry-related careers. The show lasted about 60 minutes. Students at Burgeo Academy was fascinated with the demonstration with the styrofoam cup.
Amy is now going to demonstrate how we can recycle waste materials using chemistry.
So this is a material called acetone. It's just a clear liquid. It's actually an ingredient in nail polish remover. And so what do you do with your styrofoam cups after you've finished your cup of coffee? They usually go in garbage, wind up in a landfill, and take a long time to decompose. But if you put it in acetone, they dissolve up right away. Try 3. What do you think? Try the rest? That whole stack of cups is gone to just this little bit of gooey material that's left. So you can take this out of the acetone and leave it to dry, and it forms this really hard plastic material. So this is an example of chemists using something that would otherwise be garbage. And this material can be made into long logs, and you can use it certainly for making decks or building anything that you would use ordinary lumber for. So it's an example of taking something that would be garbage and making something very useful out of it.
Thanks to Rebecca Young for telling us about the presentation. We would like to invite other viewers to do what Rebecca did. Inform us about items for the news that we may not know about, and we will do our best to get them on the news for you. On Wednesday of this week, the Public Library hosted a Volunteer Appreciation Social. The Public Library hosts this social to show their appreciation to the many volunteers who help out with programs at the Public Library. Chair of the Public Library Board, Jim Pink, welcomed everyone. All the volunteers were presented with certificates of appreciation for their valuable service. Next, the volunteers played some fun games, like word and name bingo, gift elimination game, word scramble using words associated with volunteers. The winners of the games were given prizes. These included lapel pins, writing pins, license plates, candles, and keychains. CIS Coordinator Krista Standing helped organize the event. After all the fun and games, a lunch that was provided by the Library Board was served. Thanks to all volunteers who help with the public library programs and serve on the board. It is greatly appreciated. Stay with us for Off the Rack and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
Communication is the beginning of understanding, and understanding is the basis for problem solving. USC Canada believes communication should know no borders. A farmer's field in Ethiopia offers innovation for old problems in Nepal. A community seed bank in Bangladesh sparks ideas for one in Mali. All over the developing world, Canadians in global partnership, finding solutions that work.
Off the Rack. This week, as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of flooding on Route 480. Let's look back to April the 13th, 1997.
The Department of Transportation had to call upon South Coast Construction to try and alleviate the water problem in the Woody Hill area, as well as other areas along Route 480. An excavator was also brought in to help bring the water under control.
BBS Playbill. Tune in on Tuesday for the Elk Committee Community Feud. Try your luck on Wednesday by playing Lions Club TV Bingo. Following the bingo, we will have the Burgeo Academy Drama Club play The Way It Is. On Thursday, we will have a rebroadcast of The Bandwagon from 1991. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. Please stay tuned now for The Bandwagon from 1991. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night and God bless.